In today's video, guys, I'm going to be showing you how to win every game in Rainbow Ruins and all of the arenas below using a strategy that doesn't require high tier towers or high tier powers, so everyone can use this. I'm going to be showing you everything from the start to beat all of your opponents in these low arenas, guys. So pay attention, take notes, enjoy the video. Alright, and here we are for the first actual opponent of this video, so I'm going to try to recap everything really quickly, okay? So we're going to try to make this guide as relatable as possible for you guys, meaning we're only going to have this tier 1 power here, improved Bloon Boost. If you have tier 0 Bloon Boost, that's fine, use that. If you don't have any powers, and use tier 0 slow, tier 0 eco boost, any other tier 1 powers are not better than that. And then we're going to want to be using either Dotling or Boat Farm Boomer. Here Yellow Brick Roads is a land only map, so we're going to be using the Dotling, okay? And we're going to have the glue as a 4th tower. It doesn't really matter for your 4th, but just make sure that you have your boomerang to the tier 3 at minimum, and your Dotling can be tier 2. Your boat as well needs to be tier 3 at minimum. Your farm can stay tier 2, but this is the strict minimum you need in order to play the strategy, okay? So he has lots of glue here. It's whatever. You're going to want to start with a Dotling gunner, no matter what. Just start with it. And here he has a wizard. You're going to want to aim to force defense with your Bloon Sands, okay? So here blues, space blues are most effective against wizards, but usually reds are going to be most effective against everything. And the second that you see anything sent at you, just go for the powerful dots. You're going to want to use your eco boost on round 3. And also, one extra thing you can do for a little extra, benefit is to just target the start of the track with your Dotling gun. Just make it stick there to pop the AR balloons as fast as possible. This will make the rounds shorter, so the money in the game is going to be lower, okay? This is called anti-stalling, and it really helps with aggressive strategies. Here I'm going to place a farmer, but they are not necessary, so you don't have to waste your money on them if you need to save up some medallions. Really, they're completely optional, just a comfort option, and I am using them, but it's not necessary. Anyways, every single game, basically, use your eco boost on round 3, 5, and 7, okay? And here, since he's sending too many blues, I will set this boomerang here on last. It is a bit important to know the spots for every map for each of your towers, for your Dotling, your farm, and your boomerang. I believe I have made a guide on that for all the maps that are like in Moab Pit and up, or like Ceramic Crucible and up. If you guys want to check that out, I believe that video can be found on my channel. I have playlists for guides. So yeah, don't be afraid to go check that out. But as a general piece of advice, you can leave your boomerangs on first in this kind of spot where it aims, usually, ideally, is both the start and end of the map. If you have a spot like that, that's perfect for a boomerang. If not, just aim for a spot near the middle where you have time to react and where it can be left on first and be fine, okay? So that's completely fine for the boomerangs, okay? So we're just going to be leaving it on first in our case here to really make it seem like, it's you guys playing, because that's the goal of this video. It's to help you guys win, not me. So we are going to make it as much like how you guys would play as possible, okay? Leaving it on first here is completely fine. We're not going to need to do any target micro or anything of that sort. If he sends too many yellows, you can get up a Glaive Ricochet here, but since he's not sending enough, we can just casually target our Dotling and keep on farming to make more money. We cannot force any extra defense with any sense, so you do not have to worry about that, since 2 lightnings are very, very powerful. And he disconnects, which is great. Bro, I have not been able to get a single good game in so far, because my opponents have disconnected like this. My opponents have been way too good by Rainbow Ruin standards and things like that. But you know what? He reconnected. We're going to hope that it stays like this, okay? We're just not going to do anything. We can upgrade to Bionic Boomer since it's round 10 plus, I guess. On round 10 and up, just get up a Bionic Boomer to be safe, and you're going to be fine to really anything until round 13. Round 13 is going to be the round we're going to do the big rush, okay? Round 13 is big rush round. So what do? You set the regen, you sell all of your farms, you go ahead and improve Bloon Boost or Bloon Boost or anything, regen rainbows, click on slow as soon as you can, and just like that. Instant death, instantaneous. Very typical example game for Rainbow Ruins. This was perfect Finally, I got one game out of this video, guys. I've had so much trouble recording this first game, you have no idea, but I'm glad I finally got one in. I'm gonna have multiple example games where I teach you guys some more stuff. On to the next one. Okay, and here's this player guy. He doesn't look like the average Rainbow Ruins opponent this much, but you know, pretty typical profile. You don't see a lot of very high badges on there. It makes sense. He ends up on Concrete Alley, but that is a relatively long map. Remember that you prefer shorter maps with strategy, so you can skip this. If you have trouble identifying what the long map and short map is, if you see a really long track like the one you have on Snowfall here, it's likely a long map, you can likely skip that. So Snowfall is a map where you can use the boat, but this is actually a good example of a map where you see you only have like 3 boat spots in the middle of the map. I would still prefer going dotling over boat in this scenario. So yeah, we have ice here, we can skip that. We have glue, that's way easier to use, I prefer that. It's a nice little stalling tower, which we can use as an added boost. He has a farmer, which you don't see a lot of Rainbow Ruins players using. This is the spot I've showcased in my spots video, so I'm going to be using that for sure. And yeah, target the start of like the AI track to make the rounds short. That is going to be your goal. So yeah, here we do send a lot of reds because that's typically what forces defense the fastest. He has even better bundles, which is not a good power whatsoever. So you can just keep sending on that, just send as much as possible. It's completely fine to do. Now he has Wizard, once again. Wizard is pretty popular in Rainbow Ruins. Don't be afraid to send a bit of Space Blues. Force any defense that you can up. We can go for that farm now that we have the money for it. This should generate a banana, I believe. Yep. You don't have to upgrade yet because remember for pinks you need the powerful dots, which costs $850. But yeah, now I guess we can upgrade in greed a little bit. So of course the long life bananas and any upgrade like that are completely useless. Do not upgrade the banana farms to that. He has numerically enhanced crops, which is a really bad power, but that does show us that he has a tier 3 power in Eco, which is a lot. He has long tower boost, which is a tier 2 power as well. But I believe we can work through this. Even better bundles, long tower boost, and genetically enhanced crops. So we have all 3 of his powers laid out for us. We are completely fine to pinks thanks to our powerful dots, so don't worry about them. His long tower boost has expired. We can send blacks because blacks force defense against wizard. Unless the map is extremely long, but Snowfall is not extremely long. Okay, he has the glue gunner. So against glue gunner, this is good advice that I'm going to be able to provide you guys. For the round 13 all-out rush, it's going to work, but you're going to need to send camos instead of regular region rainbows. So don't send camo region because that is way too expensive. Instead, just send regular non-region camo rainbows, okay? So that's what you do against towers like glue and tack. Most importantly, are the 2 ones I'm thinking of. We can also send some region whites in against this this whiz glue thing because as you can see, the lightning is converting those region whites to region pinks, which can regrow back into region whites, and yeah, it forced defense right here. It forced a long tower boost, which you always like to do. Remember guys, force defense with balloon sends. Really important. Experiment with what you think works and what you're not sure will work. Here, since you see yellows, just sell a farm. I wouldn't need it here, but like this is what I recommend you guys do. Just sell a farm, get up your glaive ricochet. This is completely okay to do. And then here we can get up this farm and we can sell this boomerang into a bionic. I know this is not optimal for farms for any like experienced players watching, like experienced, why did I say experienced? Any experienced players watching, because yeah, it's just a safe move. Like you're gonna be completely okay to pretty much anything unless they like spam region whites at you, in which case get up a bit of extra defense, like another bionic will do. But yeah, as I said, yeah, like with bionic you're gonna be completely fine to most things. And here we can just sell our farms, and as I said, send the camo rainbows in. We can even sell this Dartling Gunner here, and we can use the slow, and as you can see, he is completely dead to that round 13 camo rainbow all out. So yeah, against glue and tack, definitely do this, okay? Now let's move on to the next game. Also, I forgot to say this, but Dotling has the property of naturally targeting camo. So you don't need to get up camo defense or whatever with Dotling Farm Boomer, okay? However, with Boat, which we will use on Battle Park, but we will skip that map as it's really long, with Boat, which I hope to showcase at least once in this video, you are going to want to get up camo detection around 12. That said, for camo LEDs, with Dotling Gunner, you're going to want to use the second upgrade on the right side. With Boat, it's the third, okay? So to defend camo LEDs, you want to get up those. Okay, that's pretty much like everything up until round 13. I think I've like told you guys all of the defense that you need to get up. Yeah, in case they send you too many things like round 6, don't be afraid to get up another Dotling Gunner, like a secondary one, in case like blacks are pushing through, which will happen on some maps, and in case they send like infinite greens. Don't be afraid to get up another Dotling, even up to puff dots if they are like really spamming greens at you. Don't be afraid to do that. So he has Ninja here, and yeah, the second that you see sends on round 2, you're going to want to get up that powerful dots, okay? So we are seeing sends. We're going to want to get up that powerful dots as soon as possible. You can just leave the Dotling here, honestly. It's completely fine. Don't be afraid to like just do that. We can super eco boost on round 3. And since this guy is ecoing, which is basically like they get money by sending a lot of balloons at you in the early game, which builds their income up, that little green number here at the bottom. Well, you can just get up that boomerang here on last. Typically have it in a spot where on last it's going to be good. So on this map specifically, on Snowfall, it's here, okay? And yeah, you can leave your Dotling like right where it's supposed to be, okay? Just like at the start, aiming at the start of the AI path. Don't be afraid to just leave it there, okay? Can eco boost now. It's round 5. And yeah, this boomerang will really help with like all of the eco balloons he is sending at us, because you're gonna need to defend those, even though it's just for him to make money. They still are a bit of a rush in and of themselves. So yeah, here we can just target the scent path instead of the AI path, since he is rushing us with stuff that can be defended if we just do that. He has the lightning bolt, which is a pretty advanced power. You're not going to find this very often in this arena, but it's fine. We will work around it. So what you're going to want to do is force those lightnings out, because they are very strong and a potential threat. So try to send balloons early, really force those lightnings out as much as you can. And yeah, there we go. We have forced another one. That is perfect. And we are going to aim to force the last one out with a power here on round 8. So this is going to be our goal. Actually, we can even, like, since he's ecoing into us, he won't have the money for anything. So we can just, like, send without a power here. And yeah, he has used his last lightning, which is amazing for us. Here, we might need to sell the farm to defend, but it looks like we are not doing that. Instead, we can just improve balloon boost here and try to go for the kill. But he intends tower boost, which is going to be enough, just barely. It looks scary, I know, but that does defend. Trust my word on it. And then, okay, so we know his powers now. He has an eco boost. I forgot to see which one. He has, okay, improved eco boost. He has lightning bolts and intense tower boost, but he has run out of lightning bolts, which is very good for us. Gets up to flash bomber to defend the LEDs here. Okay, so we don't have a lot of money on our hands, but that's fine. We can still all out with this and make something work, I'm sure of it. Okay, you know what? I'm going to introduce you guys to a bit of a more advanced concept here, which is called bait rushing. Bait rushing is basically, here would be me trying to force a tower boost out with a small rush before actually all-outing. So here we're going to do this little bait rush right here. And as you can see, this instantly forced the intense tower boost, which is amazing for us. That's exactly what we were looking for. And now we can do the usual all out right here. Since he has run out of powers, he has nothing more to help him defend, and this is going to go for it. So yeah, that's a bit of a more advanced concept for you guys that I'm introducing you guys to. You won't have to use this concept every game. This is just because the guy has advanced powers, which allows you, or like forces you to do a bit more advanced tactics to kill. But yeah, usually this won't happen in arenas, guys. Don't worry about it. However, it's an important resource to keep in mind if you really need it. So yeah, just take notes, guys. Take notes. Okay, here is Gonzalo Fortes. I can pronounce this because I think this is Spanish. We are on Pinball Wizards. That's a great map, but I want to try and showcase to you guys a bit more boat gameplay instead of dartling. So we're going to be skipping this if this guy already is on this map. But yeah. Honestly, I think I've already showed you guys the gist of all this strategy, so the best I can do for you guys is show you guys what to do with boat, which would be perfect on yin yang. Dart is not a good 4th tower. Ice is a good 4th tower because it's a stalling tower, which is pretty nice. The 4th tier of the ice on the right side enables you to have a bit more time to like defend stuff with the ability. But yeah, yin yang is a great map for boat, so we're definitely going to be showcasing this to you guys, okay? Here the best boat spot is right here. And with bow, generally speaking, general advice, leave them on close. They are perfect on close. So just leave them like that. If they send you anything round 2, you can get up to a grape shot, and on some maps you will be fine to pinks, but on yin yang, I just advise getting up the faster shooting. It is not needed most of the time. You can just go for 260 eco with boat, by the way, and then get up your farm. And like that's if they send nothing at you. The eco boost timings do not change. It remains round 3, round 5, round 7. And yeah, here we do force the grape shot. We are going to send in pings, try to force that faster shooting up. Forcing defense through sands and stuff does not change here, okay? So we're going to get up that grape shot now that he is sending us stuff on round 2, as I said. And yeah, we're just going to farm on, of course, send him some pigs, force that faster shooting, very nice. And now we are just going to be chilling since he is not sending us anything. Okay, so far this is what you have to learn about the boat start. Okay, he does have copy eco. So with copy eco, this is a bit more of a peculiar playstyle. You're not going to want to use your last eco boost here. Make sure that you keep it for the next time that he copies your eco, and then use that eco boost to have a bit of an eco advantage on him. You also don't want to sense too much. Only spaced balloons generally is what I advise you guys to do, okay? So only send spaced balloons against copy eco because they force defense and they don't cost that much, and they don't give your opponent a lot of eco if they like, you know, if they copy it and then just force defense with that, and if you don't force defense with spaced balloons anymore, just stop sending entirely. And then wait until a later round, which is usually going to be like round 13, something like that. Okay, so he does send us blacks. So make sure to get up your faster shooting, even go for a second buccaneer on close is what I recommend, okay? Get them as close to the track as possible, so that on close, the grape shots really give like a lot of popping power, okay? 5% battery, don't mind about it. We'll be fine, guys. So here we can send some region whites. He gets up the Banana Republic. That is a lot of greed, but that is okay. That is completely okay, because we're going to keep forcing that defense with those region whites here. He gets up the lightning bolts, and he has leaked down very low, so he pop boosts because of it, which is very, very nice. So we know that he has pop boosts, even better bundles, and copy eco. We have all of his powers now. So we know that he has nothing aggressive to rush us with, which is pretty comforting. That means we can get the defense late and not like defend too much. Here you can just get up the tier 2 boomerang for the leads here. People will tend to spam them in Rainbow Ruins here. The boats are handling them just fine. So yeah, we're just going to get up the Bionic though to be entirely safe. And then we can get up the camo detection on the boats on round 12. Very important step. Do not forget to get up your camo detections on your boats on round 12. And then we can just, you know, if they send you a camo lead, get up the cannon chip and you'll be fine. Now we can just casually just sand here round 13, my bad. and slow this down, and he pop boosts, and he unfortunately dies despite the Summon Phoenix ability. So yeah, Jesus Gonzalo Fortes, and we can move on to the next game. That was a pretty good boat game, typical example boat game, so yeah, I'm happy about that. Let's move on. Alright, well, honestly, for the very first opponent of this video, don't like my powers, they're not going to be what we're going to be using, but for the very first opponent of this video, we have, honestly, an above average Rainbow Ruins opponent right here, with 118,000 medallions. So, the strategy that we're going to be running today, I'm going to try to make it as relatable as possible for you guys, okay? So we're only going to use tier 1 and tier 0 powers. Here is what I had in mind. So the shorter the map, the better. And Mountain Pass is a very short map, which is why you'd want it. But Dungeon, on the other hand, is not a very short map. We're not going to want to be using that. And to try and make it as relatable for you guys as possible, I am not going to be using anything like the Cobra, which is very expensive. And instead, I'm going to be using Boats or Dotling, depending on the map, Farm, and Boomer, okay? So those are the strats that I want you guys to run. If you only have land or boat is not good, use Dotling, else use boat if you have it available. And of course, Village is not going to be a good 4th tower. Super Monkey allows us to have some late game options, but it is absolutely not necessary since we are running 3 aggressive powers here. So the goal with this strategy is going to be to pop AI Bloons fast. You want to pop all of the Bloons on the screen fast is one of the important things, and then you are going to want to place your farms as well. Farmers are not necessary, they're just an extra luxury that I have, but they are absolutely not necessary to ensure you a good game. Since I know that this arena and other lower arenas are going to have some very low medallion counts for the players that are playing in them, so that is very fair. What you're going to want to do is use your eco boosts on round 3, 5, and 7 pretty much systematically. There is no good reason for you to use them on any other round. Here we have the boat on last. This is just a bit of knowledge, but generally speaking, to make this really easy for you guys, I'm just only gonna have my boats on on close, since boats on close to the track are always gonna be good boat spots. So I'm just going to keep it as general for you as possible, okay? This is also a really long map that we have here in the form of Marsh. It's in fact one of the longest in the game, which is really bad for us, and we have an above average opponent as well. So I am really trying to show you guys the full extent of how much the strategy can win here. Now he has copy eco, which is very unfortunate, but that means that we're not going to want to use our last eco boost here. Since he has copy eco, we're going to want to wait until he uses that second copy eco before we use it ourselves. Now he is sending us blocks that will force another faster shooting, and to be safe I recommend getting another 0-0 boat as well. Just keep it very safe, don't leak too low. You don't want to take too many unnecessary risks. And here he is running Ninja, so one weakness of Ninja is greens, and yeah, you are going to want to force defense early on is one advice I haven't mentioned. You see it in a lot of my other videos, but this one I will specifically repeat all of the basics. You are going to want to force defense, okay? Now he has actually got a 1-1 Buccaneer on close as well, so this guy knows how to target boats as well. As you can see, guys, this is not going to be the average Rainbow Ruins opponent that you are going to be encountering often in this arena. Now he does have copy eco, which means that if he sends us anything, it's going to ruin his copy eco kind of, and he's not going to make as much use out of it, so we are free to get up farms for the late rounds. Now he has sold that Buccaneer, which I want to rush into, so I think I'm going to do that. But yeah, you are going to want to wait a little while before rushing with anything specific and using your powers for it. He does have lightning bolts, so this guy has very advanced powers. This is not the kind of opponent you are going to be encountering on average. Now around 10, in case this guy sends us sleds, you're going to want a boomerang. And yeah, this guy knows how to rush and stuff. This is not going to be the kind of opponent that you guys will encounter in Rainbow Ruins. I'm not sure if I'm going to want to include this video, but maybe I will, just for the sake of, in case I beat this opponent, showing you guys the full extent of this strategy. You're going to want to send our boats back to first. And yeah, honestly, I guess I can always try doing a little rush on round 13, so that's going to be the main point of the strategy, is that you're going to want to sell those 2 farms you've gotten up right here, and then all out on round 13 with region rainbows and see how that does for you. You're gonna want to get up cannon ship to those camo. Let's defend them. And then we are going to send a few region rainbows here. He's going to sell all of his farms instantly and get up a sabotage supply lines as well as a bloom jitsu, which means this is not going to work for us most likely. Yeah, it looks like he is defending this nicely, which, okay, he also has a pop boost, which is definitely not something I expected to see, but yeah, this guy has really advanced powers. He just sold all of his defense, so I'm going to want to send that back at him. Make sure that we force that flash bomb up, which is a really expensive upgrade. And yeah, I guess I can show you guys what happens when you go like later into the round. This guy can send us a camo ceramic potentially, which you are going to need another buccaneer in order to defend those. So yeah, don't be afraid to do that. Okay, he just greeted for his farm, so we are gonna want to send him a little rush here. Regions are very effective against ninjas, so sending them isn't a bad play at all. As you can see right here, this is causing another pop boost to be forced. We are going to need the bionic boomerang ourselves to defend this. And it looks like he's region farming, so this might actually cause a kill. I'm not sure. I'm going to try slowing it down, see how that does. Okay, unfortunately it didn't do much, but that's fine. The second that he uses an copy eco, we are going to want to eco boost on the round that comes after. So what's going to be really essential to the later rounds is that you're going to want to have the turbo charge at the ready in case you need it for like Moabs and stuff. So yeah, having the tier 4 boomerang is really going to matter here. We are not afraid of sending an eco anymore since we have gotten above 550, which is what is necessary for the copy could have max value, and we slow once again, which forces a pop boost another time. And now I honestly think we are free to just like fully all out this guy with some region leads, region rainbows, all that stuff. So we're going to want to improve bloom boost this. We're going to want to spam region leads here. Okay, he is sending us a mob himself. It looks like he is trying to all-out us, so we're going to need to turbocharge this. We might need to refresh that turbocharge as well, which is going to involve a bit of micro. So yeah, you guys are going to have to do that, unfortunately, for this kind of game. But I guess this is, an above-average opponent, so we've kind of had to use all of the stuff in our arsenal here to beat him. I'm not sure if I'm going to include this in the video. I might include it at the end. You know what? I'll probably include it at the end to really show you guys like the full extent of the strategy if you try to play it really well. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, I suppose. I think I'm going to include this last. Yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Like, if you guys have any questions in the comments, please put them down. I'm going to try my best to answer everything you guys may have, like any concerns you may have about the strategy, etc. So yeah, don't be afraid to ask. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, things like that. I have a Discord, you can join that. The link is in the description down below. All of that stuff really helps to push my channel forward, so please don't hesitate if you want to support me and you found this guide useful. And yeah, I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. So have a good one, buddy. Bye-bye.